case, I have a feeling it was
The
the 4th.
weirdest shit about it, actually, is that it's coming out on a Wednesday. So is Air. Like, why on a Wednesday?
It's because of Easter.
But Easter,
That's
you don't
why.
you get like 1 day off for Easter, so no one's gonna be able to go.
Some people have that Monday off, not tomorrow, but the week.
Yeah, the week
10th, I think
after
it
they have
is.
that 3-day weekend. But so why not put it on like a Friday?
I don't know. They do weird stuff. They do the same thing for like July 4th and crap like that.
Yeah, it's just freaking weird.
They do some weird stuff.
Well, anyways, welcome guys to another monthly recap. We have been very consistent. We've done 3 months in a row. We got like 8 more months to go. I would eventually like to get to more normal content like reviews and stuff. But life has gotten extremely busy as I think, yeah, it's been 2 months now, actually. Technically 2 months. I've started this internship, and man, it's kicking my ass. like doing school full time plus this internship, is like a new thing for me. So it's definitely kicking my ass. And the funny thing is, I thought this life was going to be easy because when we first met, I was still in high school, Zach, which is insane. But like I remember you talking like, oh yeah, I don't do anything in college. I just like watch movies and stuff. Yeah, and like you just go to class and stay. And I'm working my ass off, and I'm a college student. So I was like, that's very different than what Zach was telling me my entire life.
College,
so, yeah,
very easy.
for you, for fucking, you had an apartment. Like, you only did school, dude. No, I'm still living at home, and I have like 20 things I'm doing.
Well, the first 2 years I was at home. That was even easier, though.
Wait, wasn't that a far drive?
Well, no, I did 2 years of community college.
So you did. Yeah. I did that
and
too.
And there, great story. What, on Friday, Saturday, yesterday, or day before?
Mm-hmm.
Active shooter there. Awesome.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, I'm serious. Yeah.
Did anyone die?
I don't think so. Someone shot someone's hand or something.
Shit.
It isn't in a great part of. It's not in a great area.
This is ridiculous, dude. This needs to fucking stop. But we're not that podcast. We're a entertainment podcast, and calling us entertaining could be up to your discretion.
Well, I'm entertaining. I don't know about you.
Okay, yeah, it's always this way. Every month, nothing changes. But so a lot has happened since we had our last gathering. Last month we were talking about like what was coming up. We had South by Southwest last month. We had the end of just like a ton of things. I'm trying to pull it up real quick. That's why I'm stuttering.
March was a pretty busy movie month.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at our thumbnail just to kind of give a range. Where the hell is it? Yeah.
I mean, there was a release technically every week. So
we had Oscars. We had Oscars preview.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have. Wait, predict? Yeah, because we did it before.
I do want to point out that I was right about Jamie Lee Curtis. That's the only thing I remember predicting. But I was right, and everyone was like, "This is a big shock." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Okay, so yeah, that's right. My brain's getting completely messed up. We did our predictions last time, so the Oscars has happened. It was that. Oh my god!
I think we did it the day before or something.
Yeah, my perception of time is really messed up. So then we had South by Southwest, and then we talked about Creed on that last episode. So we had a bunch of new movies. I'm gonna be honest, we're not gonna spend that much time on my diary because I did not watch that much. I've been binging a show called One Tree Hill, which was like an old, like, I don't know if you remember what that is, Zach, but like it was like an old TV show, like think of a Netflix teen show, but it's called One Tree Hill. I'm doing it for like soundtrack purposes. And it's 9 seasons, 24 episodes, hours a piece. It's so much. And like literally, it's like one of those times. I don't know if you've ever been through this. I think we've had this conversation and you've never been through this, which is insane to me. But like, I get like not wanting to watch any movies or other TV shows. I just feel like watching like one show, and like every time I try to watch or start something, it just like peters out in the first 5 minutes, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this. Like I've been like that this entire month since South by, because I watched a ton of movies there. But yeah, so like I'm one of those moods. So I know you watched a bunch.
I'm not. I guess it's the opposite, but I focus only. You'll see it in this last month. I hyper focus on a specific like genre.
Yeah.
And I just watch like this last month. It was mainly action movies.
Oh no! What are we gonna get into?
I mean, it was like from like the 20th to the 20th to the 29th. I watched basically all action movies. So, I get hyper focused on like one genre. Like I think on one day I watched 4 or 5 Keanu Reeves movies.
Let's go, Keanu.
But no, I get stuck, and I'll get stuck in like watching the same. I mean, almost all my movies this last month were rewatches, so it happens.
Okay, so I'm trying to see to pick up like what my schedule was. I guess I could just go on Letterboxd for that. We're gonna start with South by Southwest because I know you don't have much to say because you were not there. What is this show? What is this movie called? The Mummies.
You missed. I did see before you, though.
I'll get into all of it. Because I recorded a video, but I'm not for sure if I'm going to release that. But about the whole experience, so I could just do it here. Anyways, I guess let's start with that. So, how it went down. What the hell? Man, I really did not watch pretty much anything this month. Okay. So
I made up for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, we get to talk about some good movies this month actually. Now it's catching up with me. Okay. So South by Southwest. I heard about it. Like if you know film, and I'm sure if you're watching this channel, you've heard of South by Southwest be mentioned at least once. So with that knowledge, I've always kind of wanted to go because I think it would be cool. I like doing film festivals.
That's the one that and TIFF would be the
yeah,
two
or Cannes.
I would want to go. I'd rather South by, just because a lot more.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude.
You know what I mean?
If you want to go, we should go together because I'll get into that because like it's a lot better experience if you're going with someone because I was going by myself to all these things and it's very isolating.
I knew people at South by Southwest.
You did?
Yeah.
I met Perry there. I met Perry there.
Perry was there.
Yeah, I met her and gave her a Guideline t-shirt so she knows what Guideline is now. She could be watching. I'm just anyways, so like with that knowledge, I wanted to go and I got surprised for my birthday to get tickets to South by. So, we drove up there and this was a whole new experience for me because like I've lived in Oklahoma my entire life. And there's like when you go like in the downtown part of Oklahoma, there's not like there's homeless people, but there's not a ton of homeless people, okay? And when I was there, I came across like tons of homeless people that were just walking around screaming things and stuff like that, which was a new experience for me. Like I've never experienced that. You can call me privileged, you can call me whatever you want, but I never experienced that myself. So it was brand new to me. And if you know me at all, when I go to like a new place or something, I like to be like have a day to get like aware of my surroundings so I'd feel more comfortable. It's something I just I hate about myself, but like I like have to be like everything to go right that first day, so I feel comfortable and I can be in my element. If that goes wrong, then things fall apart. So anyways, with that knowledge, we get checked into this hotel, and everything's kind of walking distance from the hotel. And the first movie I had on the docket was opening night, Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. And one thing to get the start that's important to this movie and this movie only. So every day before like the festivals, before the festival starts to the very last day, there are these things called express passes. And express passes are things that go on at like 9 a.m. the day before the screening. And if you get it, then there's a separate line for express people, which basically guarantees you a seat and a good seat with that. And then there's like the normal line with the normal pass holders that just have to wait and hopefully they get in. Okay. So I learned about these express passes before I went, so I really paid attention to it. I got one for Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, holy shit, I got one for Dungeons and Dragons. That's big. So I go there and I see like the main theater, the Paramount Theater, the big theater. It's like this old like play type of style theater. It was really cool, like really cool stuff in there. So I go and ask one of the people that are working there. I'm like, hey, where's the express pass? They're like, oh, just go across the street. Okay. So there's like a Chipotle like right between these two lines. There's like one line and then there's like a other line. And I'm like, I don't know which one to get in. They kind of look like the same, so I'll just go in this side. So I get in this line and I start having a conversation with a girl from Canada, and I have another guy that's like been at Southwest before. I think he lives in Austin, I think he said. And we have this nice conversation. We get along, start having people talking and blah, blah, blah. So then they go around, and once you're in line, they scan your badge, and they give you, like, a number, like a paper number thing that helps you, like, kind of secures you a ticket to get inside. So I get that, and it's green. Okay, and this will become important later. So once we get all those, we kind of keep on going forward, and yeah, we go forward, and then there's like this homeless person. Okay, he's in a wheelchair, and everyone like I see him trying to roll away, but then like he stops, and then he's like he mumbles something, and then like everyone kind of goes to the side. So there's like 10 people. Okay, and so I walk past him, and then he starts to scream, like scream on the top of his lungs, and then he rolls past, he's like, no one tried to help me, blah, blah, blah. And then he scrolls past me and calls me a fat ass and all that, and like stares me down and stuff. And then he rolls away, and then he goes by like the traffic light, and he starts, I hate you people, this homeless man. So then no, like it was something like out of a movie. Like, and then the guy that's like lived in this part and been here before, he's like, don't let them bring you down. This is people are just like crazy. I don't think he said people are crazy. He's like, this is just like normal here or something like that. But like I was explaining, when I get to new places, and that was the first day, I got shooken up by that. So it really like fucked me up. So so like as we walk in, I see the same wheelchair guy try to ram the people that are running South by Southwest. So they call security. I don't know what happens after that because I'm in the theater. So I go and sit next to the girl I met from Canada, and we sit up like in the balcony, and there's like this like light pole thing that was in my way, but it didn't really like ruin the movie. So I get there, and then I'm sitting in the theater. I'm like, I'm okay. Like this is good. I'm in a movie theater, and then once this happens, like you see like Chris Pine. I saw Chris Pine. I saw everyone in the movie basically. Was there. Directors, and I saw the movie, and I liked Dungeons and Dragons. It was really cool, but again, that shook me up. So I had another screening for like the first episode of Swarm that was like produced by Donald Glover, and I was like, I really want to see him, but I was like, you know what, I'm too shaken up. So I went home. Turns out that he didn't go. He wasn't there. Like he like had a FaceTime call. And it turns out, I talked to a security guard the next day that someone like got hit with a motorcycle that same night near that So good thing I didn't stay. Yeah. The person's all right though. The person's all right after that. To be fair,
they tell you.
Yeah, who knows? So who knows? But this dude told me, like, he got like footage of it and he showed it to me. He was like a really nice guy. Anyways, next day goes by, and I'll be honest, I was like, I don't want to go. Like, I don't think I would just stay in the hotel. I don't want to go out there. I was like, no, I'm not gonna let this like destroy me. I'm not gonna let this like ruin this experience for me. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go wait and oh yeah. So when I was in the hotel, I saw someone post like a picture on Twitter of a blue paper pass that says South by Southwest Express Pass. Okay. I was put in a line that was not express. So I got a shitty seat. I got yelled at by a homeless person that probably wouldn't have ever happened if I was not in that express line.
I don't know. That's kind of hilarious, though.
Yeah. Of course, it is funny to you, but anyway,
it's better than getting a homeless person to sneeze in your face.
You've had that
to my dad in Las Vegas. I thought he was gonna kill him.
Like, and then later on, actually, I met this guy and I told him the story, and he's like, yeah, one of my friends got punched by a homeless person. And he's like, what do I do? Like, he got punched. So like, it was like crazy because I've never had like, and to be fair, I'm sure it wouldn't be that bad, but we were sitting ducks waiting in line outside. Like, there's not much you could have done. So like, you know, so next day goes, and I decided to go early. And the first movie is Flaming Hot, which is about the guy that created Flaming Hot Cheetos, and directed by Evan Longoria, or however you pronounce her name. I don't know who she is before this, so apparently she's very popular. I don't know. Do you know who she is?
Eva Longoria?
Yeah.
Familiar.
Yeah. Anyway, so this was like her, like one of the movies she's directed, and it was really good. I really enjoyed this one.
Did they give out free Cheetos?
Yes, they did. I actually kept the bag. It's in my closet. But anyways, like so that in that line for that movie, I met like this mom and daughter that were really nice, became good friends with, and stayed each other's seats and everything. And in that same screening, I met a guy named Zack. I became friends with.
It's funny the people you meet in the lines, because the same thing happened when I went to Star Wars Celebration and they screwed me.
Which Star Wars Celebration were you in?
I think you were there too, the Orlando.
Yeah, I was there. Holy shit!
But I camped out for the 40th anniversary thing.
Yeah.
Like I was there, 7 p.m. the night before, waited overnight, and like these people kept on coming up to the people next to me. I'm like, who are these people? Like I don't know, but people were taking pictures with them, and I just asked. I was like, who are you? And they apparently they have the most viewed, or back then at least, most viewed lightsaber battle on YouTube. I was like, huh. I'm still subscribed to them on YouTube. I don't watch them.
That's when
that's weird.
That's like the best part of the festival is the people you get to meet. That's why I'm like in my whole recap of it, I'm explaining the people I met, because that was like a big part of it for me. Like, so that same day, this was all at the Paramount Theater. So like, I would get out of one, then circle back to the next one. So how we did it is we all sat together. So the mom and daughter and Zack, we were all kind of sitting together and sat each other's seats. So like Zack did not have any express passes, but I had express passes for all three, and so did the mother and daughter. So we all kind of worked together. So after Flaming Hot, which was really good, which I really enjoyed, then the next one, so we had to get out back in line, and that was Self-Reliance, which was Jake Johnson's directed debut, and Anna Kendrick was there. I saw her in person.
Spider-Man guy, right?
Yeah, and I sent you a picture of her.
She's great.
This movie is like, I enjoyed it, But the ending's so polarizing that I've heard people like, oh, they really enjoyed it, and then I heard some people just it does not stick the landing. I'm on the view that it does not stick the landing. Anna Kendrick's great. So I feel like it's just like whatever, like when you guys, I would recommend watching it, but I don't know how you'll feel because I don't know what your tastes are. Zach, I feel like this will be like one of your favorites. Actually, it seems right up your alley. I think this one's right up your alley.
I'd watch it because of Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, and she's really good in it, dude. Like
I still haven't seen that movie she had last year.
the drama one.
Still Alice? No,
Yeah, I
have. Still something. Still
yeah,
darling.
yeah.
Still, I don't know.
It's exactly what you're saying. I have not seen. I want to check it out because I do like Anna Kendrick, not as much as you, but I like her. So next, the last movie that I saw that day was a movie called Bottoms, which is like a new comedy. Rachel Sennett was like the highest, most anticipated movies there. So I sat with Zack there, and then the mother and daughter, they went to go see Bob Odenkirk's new show pilot. So I did not see them.
Ever again?
No, I did see them again.
Oh, okay.
I did see them again. So I saw Bottoms, and a lot of people loved this movie. I liked it quite a bit. But people were like, I don't know how to like they were laughing like at a Will Ferrell movie. Like they were laughing that much. Like there's this dude that was sitting next to me that would not stop laughing the entire movie. Like he was having the time of his life. I'm happy for him, but like I thought there were some funny parts. There was some definitely like standouts, but yeah, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. Then next day, I only had one movie that day because I wanted to make sure I saw the Oscars. So I went out and I went to go see the movie Mustache, which is like a coming of age.
Sam Elliott's in it?
No.
No.
But it's about like an Islam kid going to like different like public school and like learning and stuff like that.
Great.
It was really good. No, it was really good.
I just looked at the Bottoms one. I was like, of course it's that, but
yeah. So Mustache, I really did enjoy. That was at an Alamo Draft House, so like ordered food there. But like, yeah, it's great. But when you're in a theater with like a bunch of people that are like critics or buyers and stuff, like trying to eat food next to them is like, no, I'm not doing this. So like, I barely ate any of the food. So I barely ate the food. But there, I met a father and daughter that was there, also their first time going. They were really nice. And then next to them was a girl that buys movies. I think it was either for something like Roku or Tubi. She said she bought movies for. So it was interesting to learn how she goes through the experience of doing that. Well, anyways, next day after that, so I saw the Oscars and all that. Then the next day, early in the morning, I started with a movie called Parachute, which was Brittany Snow's first directed movie, which was actually my favorite of the festival. I really did enjoy this movie. It's like a 20-something drama romance movie that has funny parts to it, but it's like more of, yeah, I just really, it's kind of hard to describe, but soundtrack was great. Brittany Snow was there. So that was really cool. I saw 2 Pitch Perfect alums there. So I really did enjoy that. That was at the Zack Theater. There's a theater after you, Zack, there. And this one, I met quite a few people here, actually. I met a movie critic. I think his name was Abe, but like he had like a website called Abe with Movies. Was his like website, and he like freelances to people and writes and stuff. Really nice guy that I became friends with. Then like another guy I barely talked to. I talked to Abe more. So I went in and saw the movie, and then the next movie was on my docket that day. It was a movie called what is it called? Oh, it's like something. It's another Rachel Sennett movie. I forgot what it's called. Not My Darlings. I don't know. What is it? I Used to Be Funny. That's what it's called. So I went to, because I had to go through the Zack Theater to the Alamo, which the first time I took like a shuttle there. So I got there and it was packed out like insane. So I was like, there's probably no chance I'm getting into this. So I wait in line. I get up and they're like, hey, we ran out of the slips. You need to go stand in this line for this. And I'm like, there's no way I'm getting into this. So I left and I was going to the secret screening. So South by Southwest has these like secret screenings they do. They have like two. They have like mid-festival secret screening and then they have like an end festival secret screening. So the rumor was that it was going to be John Wick. And I'm like, there's no way in hell it's John Wick. Like, no way in hell. So with that, sorry. With that, I like people keep on saying like it's gonna be it. But I've never been to a festival, so I don't know how it works. So like I did not think it was gonna be John Wick. It was too hard to believe because like I'm a massive John Wick fan. Like you could see my John Wick Steelbook thing that just came out right there. You can barely see it, but it's right there. It's really cool. It's like the book from John Wick 3. But I love John Wick. So the more and more as like the time got by, like on the masthead, it said freaking Baba Yaga. I'm like, yeah, it's freaking John Wick. There was people handing out John Wick coins and stuff. So like it was confirmed to be John Wick. And then people are like, Keanu's gonna be here. I'm like, no, Keanu's not gonna be here. There's no way in hell Keanu's gonna be here. So, from that, there was like kind of waiting, and when you walked in to get your seats and everything, they had like a card like free drink. But anyways, where it comes back around is the mother and daughter. They, wow, okay. They saved me a seat in the front seat, like in the front row, which was kind of insane to me to begin with. Like front row, getting to see John Wick 4 before anyone else in the United States, and yeah, I can.
Okay.
To see John Wick before anyone else, and to be right there next to Keanu, it was insane experience. Like I was in shock the entire time watching it. We'll get into my thoughts on John Wick a little bit later, but that was a crazy experience. But at that point, it was like the hotel was extremely expensive, like $1,000 a night, which is insane. It wasn't even a great hotel either. It wasn't. So I was like, do I want to spend more $1,000 to see Tetris? And then I didn't know at the time, but Air, and Blackberry, I'm like, it's not that worth it. Like, and what happened before we actually left for the festival, we had a hotel booked with a reasonable price, and then they canceled it on us, so we had to find another hotel. So like next time had to be more like advanced in it. Yeah, more advanced with the hotel. So it's not that expensive, so we can stay the entire time, because that was ridiculous. So I had to leave early. So those were all the movies I saw.
I only missed about half of it.
You didn't miss much. I was like saying like 50,000 times. But yeah, that was like my South by Southwest. So yeah. I keep on saying So I guess let's go through my list of what I watched this month, because they'll correlate to the big movies that we need to talk about and have conversations about. So let me set that up real quick. No, we don't want to show the Discord. Okay, we just want to show this. There, we'll do this. Okay. Close all this out. Okay, so looking at my recap, I think we talked about the creeds. Did we talk?
We talked about Creed. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so starting off that, so on the 4th of March, I started with Scream 5. I wanted to rewatch it. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like Scream 4 will be important because Hayden Panettiere is going to be back in it. So I watched that again. So I like, yeah, why do you watch them out of order? I don't know. It just kind of...
I was thinking that when I saw it, I was like, okay, you watch Scream 5, then you watch Scream 4. I was like,
okay. So then we get into, and this is where we're going to have the conversation, then we get into Scream 6. Which I'll just get out of the way. This is my favorite movie of the year so far. This movie's fantastic. I got a poster on my wall of Scream 6. It blew me away 1,000 times better than Scream 5, in my opinion. Zach, thoughts?
Yeah, it's my favorite movie of the year as well. A lot better than I ever thought it would have been.
It's so good.
And I've been trying to see, because I've seen it twice.
I want to see it again.
For a third time. But just, I like going right after work, and there hasn't been a showtime right at 5, so it sucks. But yeah, everything about it, I didn't expect to like it so much.
Yeah,
I went in with pretty low expectations just in case.
Because you were worried about your girl not being in it. Like I remember when that first announced.
It wasn't that part. It was just so many things from how. Like with the friend group and just I don't know, just, it's already hard to be a sequel, but to be the 6th one in a series, it's one of those things where I was like, can they even top the one they just did, and which I thought is great as well, and they did. But yeah, so many great scenes in it that are some of the best Scream moments. That's saying something.
Like it was like crazy how much I enjoyed this movie because I did like with 5. I remember when 5 came out, you loved it so much, and I don't know if you remember, but I was like, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I felt like there was something missing of it. Like I didn't love it. It was just like okay, and it's never increased from that to me. This one, I'm like, holy shit! The soundtrack was on point. I really like the killers. I like the starting of it, I love the story. I love how they added like a romance thing to Scream. So it's like one of my like teen rom-coms, but like in a Scream format. Like I love that
they
so
really
much.
Never tried it as hard as they did that in this one.
Yeah, and I loved it. I loved everything about that. Like every sequence was on point. Like,
oh yeah, so many great sequences. Yeah. You got the Gale sequence, you have the third act sequence.
Dude,
the train sequence may be my favorite one. But the opening was great
so
too.
Good,
yeah, so many great sequences.
The part when Gail's like, hold on, hangs up the phone, calls it back, and then shoots the door. I was like, yes, that was so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Like it felt like it hit every nail, dude. It shocked me how much I love this movie, and the fact
it did what Creed 3 should have done.
Yeah.
By mentioning Sydney. At least okay, she's gone. She's not coming.
Yeah. She went in hiding, and you can bring her back too.
And really, I think it was Perry's video that I watched, where if anyone said why isn't Sydney there, she didn't come into the last one until Dewey died.
Yeah.
So why would she come to New York? She could go after Gale got attacked, which they could add on to the next movie.
Yeah.
If they, because this movie made a lot of money, they can pay whoever. Dude, but now they're so like, should we even bring her back? Is it wasted money? So
I know you care. I've never been a big Sydney fan. I always like the side characters that more.
I love Sydney.
Yeah, I know you do, but like, I just honestly, it was fantastic. That's why nothing has topped it for me.
The biggest takeaway, or biggest, not disappointment, but the biggest problem with it is, what's his name should be dead. I mean,
wait,
that
who?
one guy.
Chad.
Chad, he should be dead.
I'm fine with him being alive.
I am too. I'm totally fine because Dewey should have been dead in almost every single movie. So I'm like,
but like,
okay.
That's the testament to me, though, why I love this movie so much is the little things like that, right? At the end, after everything that's happened, Tara starts to get like upset that someone's died. We've never seen something like that in a movie before. Like it ends by the freaking ambulances and then cut to black and stuff. This time I was like a little bit of reflection, you know? It felt nice to have that. And then when Chad came back, it was like, okay, I'm okay with it. Yeah. So like it did it, everything perfect. Everything that's felt like loose and not screwed in tight for me felt screwed in tight in this Scream movie. Like this is why it's my second favorite Scream movie. I know that might be insane, but it is my second favorite.
I mean, I'll have to see it a few more times, but I mean, that's not a crazy rating, and it's very similar to Scream 2, and it's a better version of Scream 2.
Yeah.
And Scream 2 is really good. So I mean,
yeah.
Yep, it's great.
So honestly, it's fantastic. It has been my favorite of the year.
I could talk about that movie for like hours. So.
Yeah, like it's so good. I'm sure it'll come up in our, our favorites of the year.
At the end of the year, if that's not in the top 5, I would be shocked.
Yeah, me too. Because movies I've been excited for have been falling short for me again this year, which sucks. But anyways, so we already covered all the South by Southwest. But let's stop here. Let's talk about John Wick 4. Okay? I've been waiting to get my grievances about this movie for a while. Okay? I'm a massive John Wick fan. I'm one of the few people in the world that love John Wick 2 more out of most of them. Like, I love John Wick 2 so much. I got a signed poster in my room. I got the freaking new Steelbook collection. That's like, where is it? Over here? I think, yeah. Like I love this franchise so much, and I want to see it again because I saw it in a festival presence where Keanu was there. Like, so therefore, I need to see it again without that. But I did have some problems with this movie. The fact is, and spoilers alert for this movie, by the way. The thing with John Wick is he's always this unstoppable force, you know? And they always say like, oh, he needs to die to actually be fine or something like that, or to live with himself, blah, 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 you know? And he goes through like all these things in the past movies. And then this movie, and you can warrant that like all these things led up to that moment where he was on the stairs. But ultimately, what killed, fingers up, John Wick was a gunshot. The homie's been shot before. In the very first movie, it starts off with him by the car with like 2 gunshot wounds, I think. And then in the second movie, like he's limping to run away from everything. John Wick 3, the movie ends with him falling off a building.
Hitting his head multiple times.
So like, I see people saying at the end like their problems with it is like Donnie Yen killed him. He shot him. Like, yeah, he shot him. He did like do some cool moves and everything, and that was a big problem with this movie. Yes, there were some cool things that happened. The staircases, the video game shot, they are fantastic. The freaking circle thing, card thing was sick. But every John Wick movie had a cool kill to it. In the entire movie, I was waiting for something like a book or a pencil to come in the mix. None of that ever happened. And if you called those like freaking the Ninja Turtle nunchuck things as a cool thing to get killed by, it wasn't. It was just felt like, it felt like a normal John Wick thing to do. There was no cool kills in this movie. And that's something I've expected from every single John Wick movie. Is like some cool kill. So like that threw me from a loop. And then like I enjoyed it, but like the entire movie I was like, where's that cool kill? It never came. So I never really felt satisfied the entire movie. And then the ending, I'm like he's sitting on the stairs and he's like saying like, I love you, or whatever he says and everything. I just did not believe this was the end of John Wick, or he's died because of this, because of a gunshot wound. Like, I felt like it cut to black, and then it was going to be like him in New York or something, or like being on his own or something. Like, I did not feel like it was the end of John Wick. It did not feel like earned to be the end of John Wick. Like, it was such a cheap death. And then at the end to have like the dog look to the side and be like, oh, he's still here. Of course he's still there. That's why it feels so cheap. And Zach and I were having a conversation. I'm like, I feel like this movie would get better if we go to John Wick 5 and explains where he is. You know, I feel like this movie will improve over time once it reveals that he's still alive and how he's still alive, because I do not believe he's dead. And I hear people saying satisfying ending. It was not satisfying. I did not feel like he died that way. It was made to seem that he's not dead. And for him to die to a gunshot wound is the stupidest shit I've ever seen from a unstoppable force that is the Baba Yaga. So like no cool kills. And then that ending just sucks in my opinion. I do not feel like he should die like that. To be fair, I need to see it again. Maybe my opinions will change on it. But it just did not feel like a John Wick to me in that sense. And like, yes, I thought it was better than Parabellum. But Parabellum was miles ahead on other ways, like the ending and the cool kills. Like the movie started with him breaking a basketball's neck on a book. Like, so yeah, it just, I don't know. People saying this is a masterpiece, one of the best action movies in years. I'm like, I don't believe that, and it's just making me frustrated because I do not personally believe that. As a massive John Wick fan, it just did not deliver on those John Wick moments. But anyways, I'll stop. Zach, John Wick thoughts?
The cool kill thing, doesn't bother me. The problem with these movies, I had the same one with John Wick 3. For some reason, these movies come out and they come out with huge hype and saying greatest action, blah 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 blah, and I felt the same way with 3, 2. I like them all. I mean, I like 4, I like 3, but it's just some reason these movies get so hyped up like they're gonna be like like the hype for Maverick. This mind blowing experience. I was
a movie you doubted
something
me.
like
a
that.
movie you fucking doubted me on for years.
I've been doubting this movie, but I mean, it's just one of those things. He's a superhero. After a certain point in the movie, like I can take a lot. I think John Wick 3 kind of surpassed the ridiculousness of like falling down from a building. I can do one building, but this guy in this movie got hit by 4 or 5 different cars in one sequence.
Exactly. How does that dude die to a gunshot, Zach? How does a guy, and it's not even in his head, it's in his fucking side of his stomach.
Yeah, the death, I don't care really, because I knew there was going to be a post-credit scene. I didn't stay for it, but yeah, the action is undeniably fantastic. That's why the movie is as good as it is, but I get the story is super simple. It does not warrant a 3-hour-long movie. That's my biggest thing.
See, your complaints, I do not have these complaints at all. It's the moral of John Wick is me. Like, I feel like...
Yeah, I know mine's different, yeah.
Well, like,
I was
the thing
bored during this movie.
See, I was not. See, I agree with your points on the hype, right? John Wick has, from the first movie, has a established hype built into the formula, right? So going into this movie, the very start of the movie is like, oh yeah, here we go, gearing up for John Wick, like it's getting hype and grabbing guns and shit, like very much like in every other movie of the John Wick franchise. But when those moments happen, there's always like some cool moment or cool kill. They didn't have that, and because of the hype that's built into the formula, it falls short on that, and that's a problem in my opinion, because it's built in the formula of John Wick.
And it's hard to ignore the hype. I know people say you shouldn't listen to it, but it's impossible when
it is.
you see a commercial saying it's a masterpiece, or go on Twitter or whatnot. It's just, yeah, it was just like I'll always say the action's fantastic, but I was maybe it was because the theater was 100 degrees and I was sweating. Like I was literally counting down to the minutes getting out of there just because it was so hot.
Sounds
So
like
I'm
a
like,
blast.
and so I was just like, I was just like, is it over yet? Thank God I'm leaving. Like it was just one of those things where it was just, I don't know.
Sounds like a
It's
bad
just,
experience. Like you need to watch it at home or something.
I'll watch it in a year or two. Like it's not, like I said, to me, it does not warrant a 3-hour runtime. That movie would have been immensely better to me.
Okay, let's call it like it is, though. Let's call it like this. If the heat was not killing you in this theater,
maybe not.
would you think differently? I think you would.
I mean,
I think you
would.
would.
The theater last night was hot too, so, and I loved that movie. So it's one of those things where I think
it has our boy in it. Well, not our boy, my boy.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. I just, because like, we'll get into it once we go through what I watched.
Yeah.
But after I saw this movie, I watched other action movies that I feel are so much superior to this movie. Even, and I'll say the one because it's not very, I mean, it gets a okay critical view or whatnot. Atomic Blonde. I would say Atomic Blonde's a better movie than this movie.
I have the cassette soundtrack right here for Atomic Blonde.
I mean, the soundtrack to Atomic Blonde is amazing, but I mean,
the 99 Luft balloons.
The staircase sequence in that movie is probably one of the best action sequence I've seen on screen, and it does everything better. Yeah, it has a better story.
Well, you're not a big John Wick fan like I am. Like so I'm gonna be passionate about it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I watch these movies. I like them. But it always went to, like this one for sure, and the last one just went way too big to me. I liked when it's just about a dog being killed and I'm gonna go kill everybody.
So that's the thing, though. Like John Wick's like the one franchise I love the worst.
Donnie Yen is so good in this movie, but why is he blind? Like that the whole time I'm watching this movie, I was like, seriously, they made him blind.
See, I feel like your complaints are just coming from that you're not a big John Wick fan.
I don't know. I felt like it just took me out of the movie way too much. Maybe because my complaint is, people complain about the Fast and Furious movies. Those movies know exactly what they are.
No, Zach.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Zach, there's a point where it freaking breaks. The last movie is so bad. It's not even funny. It's so bad.
Well, it's ridiculous. This movie's ridiculous as well. I mean, they didn't go to space.
Not on that level.
I mean,
not on that. Tyrese. I'm hungry.
Exactly.
I'm hungry.
The second one.
That's why. That's like probably my favorite Fast and Furious movie. Is the second one, to be honest.
That's my prime example. People are like, it's so ridiculous. That's what the John Wick movies have become.
Okay.
I really like the first two. I think the first two are really good.
I love the second one.
Really great action movies. 3 has great action. And 4 has great action. It's just the stories, or it doesn't. Like when I watch the movies at home, I'm on my phone a lot more times than I was.
I'm with that like every movie, dude. I'm on my phone like every time I watch a movie, so I can't really put that in the thing.
Like that's the way I looked at it. Like I was like, okay, I'm waiting for the next sequence I really like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they're talking to the hotel guy. Okay, I can be on my phone, and I do find it's not hilarious because he actually died, but they killed the Lance Reddick in the
that was
scene.
Insane. Because I was there at the premiere before he died, right? And I saw it, and then I was like, "Wait, they're gonna just kill him off like that? Like that?
I thought he was back.
He was an important character that you just went, boom, he's gone." And there was like no like remorse of it too either. I was like, okay. So then like a couple days later, he died. I'm like, holy shit, dude, that feels like weird. Like it feels odd.
To be honest. I don't know if you rewatched. Did you rewatch all the movies before?
Yeah, I watched them like
February. I was surprised actually. I thought he was in the movies a lot more than he was, to be honest.
The second one, he's in it quite a bit.
The first one, he's basically a cameo, and the second one he gets a little bit more, and third one he gets a little bit more as well.
And then they give him like half a second in this one.
Yep. Then he dies, literally.
Awful. Well, anyways, that's my thoughts on John Wick. I want to see it again. Maybe my opinions will change, but at the moment, I just feel like extremely unsatisfied. So,
he'll be back in 2 years with the what is it? The hotel movie?
Continental. It's a show.
Yeah.
It's a show, and I think
I
it
thought it
comes
was a
out this
movie.
year. Comes out this year, yeah.
I thought it was a movie.
And I think Gibson's in it.
I thought what's her name? I am blanking on her name. Anna de Armas.
Yeah, she's in a spinoff. So there's a spinoff movie, and then there's a show as well.
He's in the movie. Is he in the show?
I don't know. I know he's in the movies, which means it's going to be a prequel to the events in this movie because it wouldn't make any sense. Because also Lance Reddick is also in that movie as well.
Did they already film that?
Yeah, it's done. I think it's in post production if I'm not wrong. Okay. Next, I saw Luther, the Fallen Son, the new Idris Elba movie from the show Luther, which I binged for this movie. I really shouldn't have to force myself to watch that show to watch this movie. Like, it was good, but like I went through hell or high water to get that show done after like having some bad episodes in my opinion. To have like a okay movie with Andy Serkis was killing it. He stole the show.
Is he in it?
Yeah, he's really damn good in it. And I love Idris Elba, so he does a great job as well. But the movie is just like, man, I'm not really like super enjoying this, like at all. And like, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I think it was just like another. It's a long episode of Luther. I would like to see more Luther movies. I'll put it that way. Like it wasn't like awful where I'm like no more. Like yeah, I would like more. Like just give me like long movie type of styles for Luther would be really cool. You know, bring Luther back maybe. I don't know. So I enjoyed it. No.
Oh, like whoa.
They killed off a character in the series finale, which I thought was going to return, but didn't in the movie. So, it was interesting. So then I finally caught up with the movie I wanted to watch. I saw Magic Mike XXL. To rewatch it, that movie's outstanding. Then I watched Magic Mike's Last Dance finally. What a weird movie. But I kind of enjoyed it. Literally, it's Magic Mike gets like recruited by Homicide to go to London to make a male strip dance play, and it turns out that like he has to do this to save this venue that Homicide is, and they kind of fall in love, and it's kind of like a romantic comedy Magic Mike movie.
That's why I predicted from the trailer I saw.
I was like, this. I could tell this movie's bad, but like, I kind of enjoyed it. So it was like one of those. It was kind of like crazy where you get like, okay, interesting Magic Mike, and then you get like, wow, how do you make a movie like that for about male strip clubs? And they're like, oh, I have a nice time. So like the Magic Mike trilogy is all over the place, and kind of in a good way. None of them are awful, like none of them. So it was interesting. Then I finished off the month, and I have not watched something since the 21st of this month. So yeah, like I've been One Tree Hill pretty much only at the moment. But I watched How to Train Your Dragon, the first one. Then I watched the second one because I wanted to watch the third one. I still haven't seen it, and I still have not watched. It's been a long day. It's been long. It's been like, I don't know, now like 10 days or something like that, and I still have not watched the third. I need to just get through it. It's not like it's bad. It's just like
I know people love the third one.
Yeah, it's just like I just don't have any motivation. Like I said, it's only been like One Tree Hill at the moment. Like I've been wanting to watch French Dispatch again and a ton of other movies, but I know if I'll start it, I'm like, I just want to go back to One Tree Hill. So like my focus is One Tree Hill at the moment. Okay. So now let's go into yours, Zach.
And it starts. You said it starts after Dreams. I'm looking at mine right now.
Diary. Here we go. Oh wow, you watched a shit ton. Okay. Oh yeah, Dreams. Okay, so you started off with. Let me switch to the screen. There we go, so you guys can see it now. We have Chris Rock's Selective Outrage. I watched this as well. I didn't know it was on Letterboxd. So yeah, thoughts?
It was funny. About the same from his last stand-up. I don't know if you watched his last one or not.
No, I barely watched stand-up.
I'm glad I skipped the intro to this because you know how it was live and
yeah.
stuff. They had kind of like the openers.
Yeah.
They were terrible. I mean, I was just like, I was watching this and I was like, oh my god, hopefully Chris Rock is funny. I mean, so I skipped and I finally got to Chris Rock and I was like, okay, it's a good stand-up special. I don't know why people took it as news, but they did.
Well, they
and it's all been done before what he said, so that's the reason I'm like, yeah. Chappelle said it better, and Aziz has done it, and I don't watch much stand up, and I was like, this is already like a retread of other comedians, so like, it's his take, I
guess. So then you went from your binge of Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream 6. You did Scream 6 again. I don't think we need to continue on that. We've already talked about Scream extensively.
I mean, we talked about. I will say about the newer Scream movies. At least they reference Scream 3.
Yeah,
I like that. Just because Scream 4 acts like Scream 3 doesn't happen. I don't blame them because so many people, you know how people are. They hate a movie and they're afraid to reference it. At least now they reference.
You're referencing only the Star Wars community. I'm okay with that.
Oh, that's everybody. I mean, shoot. You take a franchise like Mission Impossible. Do we mention Mission Impossible 2 very often?
No, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that.
That's what I'm just saying. A lot of
dude, I am so excited for that fucking movie.
But, yeah, I've been wanting to rewatch them all, but then I'm like, I'll wait closer. Is it July?
Maybe.
I think it's July.
Maybe, but the thing is though, is I rewatched those recently and they're so good, man.
I saw that.
They're like Rogue Nation's still my favorite. I think that movie's incredible. I love Fallout, but like Rogue Nation, dude, is perfect. I love that movie. I remember exactly where I was when I saw it. I was in, because this was like when that movie came out, I was like in the like realization that Tom Cruise is my favorite actor. Like that, it was during that when that was releasing, and we were in Florida for vacation. And usually when we go see a movie at this like small theater in Sarasota. We go, and I remember this coming out, and I'm like, I want to make sure that we go see this. And then I saw that, and I think that's what awoke my love for Tom Cruise and as my favorite actor. So like that movie has like a very special place in my heart, and it helps that it's incredible. So like that movie's just so, they're all good, but 2 sucks ass. Yeah. 2's ass. And one's kind of boring. I enjoy it, but one's really boring compared to like everything else.
No, one I really enjoy. I just think the train sequence at the end, has been done better. And so I'm like,
I'm curious how they're gonna make it, like what the ending of part 1's gonna be like. Like I'm curious, like are they gonna do a cliffhanger, or is it gonna be like a chapter ending that is like, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, is Jeremy Renner gonna come out and be like, we need your help?
Dude, and it's amazing to have a part 2 for the first time that's not directed to a book. So it won't feel like, oh, they took too much of this part of the book and to one part, and then they left the scraps for the second part. Like, we won't have that problem here because they're like separate movies.
Yeah.
Which I think is the first time we're having a part 1, part 2 that's not based off a book, if I'm not wrong.
Well, it depends if you count like Infinity War and Endgame.
Oh, yeah, you do. You do. Sorry, I'm wrong. You're right. But those don't have part 1 and part 2. Those are like completely separate movies. Dune's based off a book. Yeah, Dune's a book.
Off a book too.
Exactly. See my point here? So like that's what's also That's what's exciting, because we won't have that problem like, oh, they feel like they did this, because that's always a problem. Every time, besides our beloved Harry Potters, right? Like every single time there is like even Hunger Games, which I also love. Which did you see all like the people getting excited about Hunger Games again, like randomly? Have you seen all that? It's like popular on Netflix.
They released the logo, right?
Yeah, it's like popular on Netflix, so people are talking about it, and you can attest to this. I've been praising Hunger Games since we met. Like, like.
Oh, I say Catching Fire is one of the best movies of the 2010s.
Yeah, it's really good, and my girl Jennifer Lawrence. Did you see that? Did you see my new girl's trailer? Her comedy. The Jennifer Lawrence comedy trailer, dude.
Oh, I didn't watch the trailer.
Dude,
I know what you're talking about.
Dude, hell yes, it's going to be in my top 10. I just know it because Causeway was. Anyways, we continue. Chasing Amy, a movie that traumatized me for many years. I will never watch this movie ever again.
100 times, still fantastic.
Then Star Trek Wrath of Khan, random watch here.
Random. Well, the reason that I watched is I got the 4K of the trilogy, so 2, 4, and 6. I've been slowly watching them. Yeah, so I just wanted to try, because that's a lot of these movies are the 4Ks that I've bought, and I'm like, I need to see them because I mean. I used to be like, why would you buy the 4K for something? But the more I watch them, like in the last 2 or 3 years, they've restored so many movies that are like, wow, they look so much better.
See, I don't care about the 4K. I care about just having something physical in my hands, so I buy the 4Ks.
You should see, yeah.
My pride and joy are all the matching Mission Impossible 4K covers. That's my pride and joy in my collection.
Yeah, the 4Ks, they've gotten to a whole new level. Like Scream 2, the 4K version. I watched, the first 2 are in 4K, and I watched the third one. I was like, wow. Like, it's just and 4, and I was like, wow, this is. I mean, it's more apparent when you go to, you're watching them all the time, then you switch to a normal Blu-ray, and you're like, holy crap. And with the 4Ks, they redo the colors and stuff, how they were in theaters, because they had to. A lot of movies, they use different coloring for the Blu-rays. It's insane. I was actually just watching special features on them, restoring them. I'm like, wow.
Do you know what needs a 4K?
Highly recommend.
The color of mine needs a 4K.
One day it'll get there. I have like a list in my head. I'm like, why isn't this on 4K? I need it now.
Next up, a movie you were very excited about that you got to experience in a theater for another time. Spring Breakers.
Never seen it in theaters.
Oh.
Yep.
Did you see that A24 released like a whole merch line for the anniversary? There was like t-shirts, hats.
I mean, they've always had some merch.
No, but like it was a whole revamp. And you're a fake fan, dude. You should have bought every t-shirt.
I didn't see any Spring Breakers ones.
There was, dude. There was like a whole fucking thing. I can pull it up right now.
I missed it then, but yeah.
Fake
this
fan.
Experience was fantastic.
Wait, how many people were in the theater? I'm curious. Like, how
sold out?
Are you serious?
100%. And at the end of the movie, people were standing up and clapping. So I'm not the only weirdo that loves this movie.
You love it for very different reasons.
No, I love this movie. It's so many reasons.
Yeah, I know the main reason, Zach.
It was like the first independent movie I remember watching and being like, wow, like there's a whole genre like of these crazy weird movies I've never seen before. Yeah. There's a lot of nudity in it for sure, but I mean if I didn't watch Spring Breakers, I remember watching it. I rented it on iTunes at my grandparents' house. I was just like, this is insane. I didn't know they made movies like this. So
yeah, these Spring Breaker t-shirts are fucking sick. There was a really cool hoodie. Like, dude, you should have got all this.
I messed up.
I should have told you to be honest. That's not my fault. I'll blame myself.
I probably didn't see it then.
Yeah, I'll blame myself. Okay, next, a movie that I really want to see. Well, not really want to see because I would have seen it already, but I need to catch up on. That is Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Don't say anything spoiler because I love the first one. I still have not gotten a chance to see this.
No, this movie's really good. I don't know why it got. I mean, it bombed. Like it bombed. Like I knew it was gonna happen, but like I walked into the theater, no one was there. I was like, wow. I don't know why, but yeah, it was really fun. And that was the whole purpose of that movie, was just to be fun, which I guess people don't really want now. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah, no spoilers. I mean, there's not much to spoil about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I still want to be like, I know some of the things, but I want to like still go in like relatively not knowing anything.
Yeah.
When I go, I'll probably be the only person in the theater.
And
but
what's her name's in it? The West Side Story girl.
yeah, Rachel Zegler. She's gonna be in the new Hunger Games movie as well.
She's gonna blow up. I think she's good in everything. I mean, I've only seen her in like 2 things, but yeah, I love her.
if the Hunger Games movie's if the Hunger Games movie's great, then she will blow up because her character she's playing is very like likable and lovely. So like if she does a good job in that and the movie's good, really
blew up after West Side Story.
Yeah, but this will be the perfect role for her to blow up. Like think of like Lily James' Cinderella type of thing. Like where it just like fit perfectly. So yeah, like I'm very excited to see what she does with the new Hunger Games movie. But before we continue, I do want to mention 2 movies that I'm curious about that I want to try and go see. I know you haven't seen them, that's why I'm mentioning them here. The new Zach Braff movie, A Good Person, with Florence Pugh.
Oh, the one with Morgan Freeman too.
Yeah. I like
losing showtimes here.
Yeah, same here. Oh, it's actually playing at a theater I'm close to. I will go see this then. Not today because I can't today, but I do want to see this. But Zach Braff has like great soundtracks. He did Garden State, one of the great soundtracks of all time, so that's the main reason I want to see it. But yeah, that one. And then the director of Philomena, which won Best Picture or was nominated, has a new movie called The Lost King. With the girl from Sally Hawkins from Shape of Water, a movie you don't like.
I like that movie.
Steve Coogan's in it. Steve Coogan's in it as well.
He's in that movie you just mentioned.
Yeah, Philomena. It's the same director.
Yeah. When you talk about an Oscar movie, that's exactly what I think of.
What, Philomena?
They're making this movie. It's a decent movie.
Dude, I really like Philomena.
This movie's going for Oscars. Oh yeah, we know. We can tell.
But like this one is about like this girl that starts singing King Richard III. Very odd. But the thing is I've heard some people that have seen it, they say it's a nice little movie. So like, but that's what I thought Philomena was. So like this one seems like I'm just like, it's a like afternoon, there's nothing to do, and it's kind of like overcast out. This is the type of movie I want to see. So I do want to go see The Lost King. If not in theaters, I want to see it soon. But yeah, who knows? Those are the 2 I want to mention. Also, I guess let's talk about it a little bit. Asteroid City's trailer. Did you watch it?
Never even heard of it.
It's the new Wes Anderson movie.
Oh, no, I didn't watch the trailer. I saw a still from it, and I didn't know what it was from. I was like, I bet you that's Wes Anderson.
Yeah. So the thing with this movie, I'm hearing some people complain like, Tom Hanks doesn't feel like he should be in here. But I think Steve Carell is the perfect person to be in a Wes Anderson movie. After seeing him in the trailer, I'm like, holy shit, he's meant to be in this. Like, I cannot wait to see Steve Carell in this. But like, again, like with Wes Anderson's movies, the trailers never really get me. You know, like they're kind of weird. They're out of context. And when I was going on my deep dive of Wes Anderson, and when I watched every movie, I didn't watch the trailers. I just watched them. I love every single one of his movies besides Darjeeling Limited. I hate that movie. But I'm in. Like this is the day one. Like when I went to go see French Dispatch, a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Not good.
I liked it. But again, Rushmore is one of my favorite movies of all time. So, always have faith. Next, we have Pacific Rim.
This is a 4K watch.
Okay.
Looks fantastic.
Does this movie still hold up, or is Charlie Hunnam's acting still pretty bad?
So I've never been a big fan of Pacific. Like I've liked it. Like
Yeah.
I watch it. I've seen it. This is probably the third time. I've watched it every few years. He's terrible in the movie. I mean, I don't know how he's an actor. Like
he was good in Sons of Anarchy. He was good.
I've never liked him in a movie. I think so.
You didn't like him in the King Arthur movie?
Oh, that movie's awesomely terrible.
Like, I love that movie.
I own that movie.
King Arthur's better than the fucking Northman, in my opinion.
I don't know. That movie's a video game movie.
So is the Northman at the end where they're fighting in the volcano and shit.
Now Pacific Rim, I've always had like a love-hate relationship with it because there's so much I like about it. Like I start the Pacific Rim, I'm like, oh, this movie's awesome. Then the second act happens, and I'm like, I'm so freaking bored. And then the third act happens, I'm like, okay, I'm back a little bit. So,
speaking of bored, your next one, King Kong, which is a movie I think back on very fondly. Like every time I think of King Kong, I'm like, man, I want to watch that again. It's great. And then every time I do that and I watch it, I'm like, man, dude. It's long and the boat shit could just go away because when you get to the island is the best part. When they get back to the city, it's not that great in my opinion. I just love the island.
New York City stuff. My problem, I see what they were going with the boat stuff, like because Jack Black to me is the most interesting part of this movie.
Yeah, he's the director, isn't he?
Yeah, he's actually the like he actually has an arc.
Yeah.
Compared to everyone else. Which I really like him in this movie, but it's so long. This movie could be 2 hours long.
What, and the funny thing to King Kong, right? When I think of this movie, I think of a big spectacle, like a big movie. Like it's already passed. Usually when movies pass, you're like, oh, it's just a movie. But like this one still has like that massive stature to me for some reason.
When it came out, it was huge.
Yeah.
Like it was.
There's still a ride on it, dude.
Peter Jackson, coming off of, Return of the King. I mean,
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth a watch every so often. It was a 4K. I owned it on Blu-ray and I bought the 4K because it was like $5.
I just love the dinosaurs.
It still looks really good. I mean, for 2005.
This movie does better with dinosaurs than any of the Jurassic World movies did.
Actually, I feel like a lot of the dinosaur stuff they could go away with.
I loved it though. It's so cool.
To me, it felt like the island stuff. It was all a big glob. I don't remember much what happened when they're.
That's how the whole movie is, dude. But like every time you think back on it, it's fondly of it,
But yeah, it's one, like I said, watch every so often, just to see.
Next, you watch The Man of Steel, which my boy Superman, my favorite superhero. That movie's fantastic. I cry every time in this movie at the very beginning.
That's great.
Yeah.
The whole movie's. I mean, talk about a movie that's aged so well.
Yeah. The score to this movie's phenomenal too, dude. So good.
So good. Shoot, you know what my favorite scene is in this movie? Is so after Zod comes, Clark goes to the priest or whatever.
Yeah.
And that little conversation, it's only like a minute and a half long. I'm just like, this is, Henry Cavill kills it.
He destroys this movie in a very good way. He kills every single moment at the very beginning of the movie too, where it's like showing his origin stories and little moments where like his mom, like he's at the hotel and he's like, he's like using his laser eye to heat up the doorknob.
Yep.
And she walks in, he's like, everything's going to be okay, dude. I cry every time because I love Superman. He is my favorite. And if it was not for this movie and what it did so well, I don't think I would be emotional in Batman v Superman. Because when the Batman, and we'll get into that in a second because that's your next watch, that movie, when it was coming out and those trailers dropped, I was so excited. But wait, was it? What was it? No. Okay, so it wasn't Batman v Superman. Well, yeah, I did cry in Batman v Superman at the very end where he dies, and it's just like it's like really upsetting because he's my favorite. So like, it doesn't matter what superhero movie that comes out, I'm always going to be more emotional to my favorite, and that is Superman for me. So like when
and Kevin Costner and
it's so good, but in Justice League, right? at the moment where like in the trailer to that movie, it does do do. It starts off with like oh dude, it makes me I get chills and very emotional because during that time when that movie came out was the same time where the Creed 2 trailer came out, which was perfect in my opinion. So like yeah, it's just like I love Henry Cavill's Superman. I love Superman. Like people are like upset that he's not Superman. I am, but I'm not upset like everyone else because I just want more Superman. I want more Superman. Like
to me, they passed. I mean, it's too late now, in my opinion. Just start something new. But yeah, Man of Steel. I mean, my biggest complaint when I first saw it was the destruction at the end. But the more I watch it, the destruction.
But it doesn't have it. It's not like it just happens though. Like it happens and it's part of the story.
Yeah,
like why would you give a shit if they do that? Yeah, like why would you give a shit if they do that? But when Marvel constantly does that, think of every single movie where shit gets destroyed and people and they never mention it again as the most frustrating shit. But yet this does it right.
That was like a lot of people's complaints. So like when you watch like something you really like, you watch a review. That's one reason why I don't watch or read reviews anymore because they usually just aggravate me. But yeah, so it's just like then I'm watching it. I'm like, well, if an alien comes here, that's probably what's gonna happen if they land in New York. Which, Metropolis is basically New York. I mean, but yeah,
in Gotham, Chicago. But yeah, that's the superhero movies you watched. What the hell? Oh my gosh, my headphones broke recently, and trying to tape them together, and they're just not cooperating. Okay, so next we have The Big Short, which is a movie I personally don't enjoy. I prefer Vice. I prefer Vice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like Vice too. I mean, I like both of them. Yeah. The reason I watched Big Short was felt like similar style to Air. So I was like, and I like watching The Big Short every so often. Just with it's so fast paced and I find it very interesting. I mean, I listen to the audiobook as well. So I mean, yeah, it's a movie I watch every year. And it gets more and more interesting. At least for me. I usually watch Vice before, then I watch The Big Short, but I wasn't feeling like a biopic kind of thing.
Yeah. Then we have the John Wick movies, which we already talked about.
Yep.
Then you watch The Matrix.
Yep.
You don't have any thoughts?
Like I said, I went on like a little Keanu, like watch spree because I watched the John Wick on the 20th, and I watched all of them. Then on the 25th, I was like, I watched The Matrix. I was like, I haven't watched it in a year or a couple years. I have the 4K. I've seen the 4K before, but yeah, it's still The Matrix is still just such a great movie. I mean, talk about something that feels so different, and each time you watch it, you kind of pick up on more stuff just because it's not a straight up action movie. Actually, there's not much action in it as much as you think. I noticed that when I was rewatching it. But yeah, I love that movie so much.
Yeah. Then you have the shitty Matrix Resurrection, which I don't know why you gave 4 stars to.
I like this movie a lot. I don't know, it just feels so. I don't know, just feel. I've never seen 2 or 3 because
still
I try to. I watched half of 2 or an hour into 2 and I was like, this is dumb. So I turned it off.
The third one would really give you a whirlwind.
But yeah, I actually like Resurrections. I don't like the title, but I mean, I don't know, it just feels different. Like, I don't know, it just feels like, I like the idea he made the game up and that they're holding him captive. I don't know, I just find that interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird movie. I'll give you that.
What the weirdest, not movie wise, but like cast wise, the John Wick people aren't even producers or involved with this movie at all. To say they kind of technically made this movie happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then we have Point Break, a great movie. I love Point Break.
That's like the first time I've rewatched it, like ever.
It's good,
like,
dude. It's
I
good.
saw it a long time ago. I was like, it's okay. Then I rewatched it. I was like, this movie's great.
Yeah, it's good. then you watch Speed, another great movie. I like Point Break better than Speed, but Speed is good.
I actually think I like Speed more. It's I mean, faster pace. There's a
pun intended.
for it, which the Speed 4K looks fantastic, by the way. But yeah, I think Speed. I mean, yeah, it's just so fast paced. They don't really make those fast paced action movies anymore. They have to be 3 hours long.
Then you watch 2 movies with no rating: The Bicycle Thief and 8.5. Are these shorts or?
No. These are the ones. These are 2 on the that list that came out a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've always wanted to watch Bicycle Thieves. I mean, if you listen to like Scorsese talk or any director, they reference this movie.
Is it good?
And, I mean, technically it's a good movie. I found it kind of boring because it's literally a person. They steal his bike. That's the whole movie. So I'm like,
is it a silent movie?
No. It's an Italian movie from the 40s. But yeah, it's just a very basic movie where I'm like, I can see why it influenced Scorsese, but I'm like, for me personally, I'm like, I don't think this movie's really relevant anymore. In my opinion, I mean, you can take stuff because you can see other directors stealing what they did in it. It's just so, you know what I'm saying? It's so basic.
Yeah.
And 8.5, movie's just insane. I didn't know what to rate it. It's I mean, it's about a guy who's making a movie, and it's just pure chaos.
So it's the Disaster Artist of 1963.
Not. I mean, a little bit, I guess. It's more like yeah. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's just he's having dreams and he's trying to make a movie from his dreams because that's what the actual director does. It's like, yeah, it's just, like I said, I don't even know how to describe it really. It's just if it's one of those where if you wanted to be a director, you probably love this movie. Which they all, you know, I've watched stuff with Ryan Johnson and Paul Feig saying how great this movie is. I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds familiar now that you talk about it.
Yeah, both of these movies are super, you know, well-known, you know, cinephile, blah, blah, blah movies.
Next, you watch the franchise The Bourne Identity, which I have not watched these in years. But I hate the newest Jason Bourne movie. I had one of the worst movie experiences of my entire life during that movie. I probably need to rewatch it, but every time I think of that movie, I think of that awful movie experience.
Yeah, I love this is like my franchise, except for Bourne Identity, Bourne Legacy. I turned it on. I watched an hour of it. Turned it off.
I like that movie.
Have you watched it recently?
No, it's been. I haven't. I think I've seen it once out of the theaters. Only once.
Do it. It's a struggle.
I like Renner though. I like Renner.
This is like I was just like, because I was still kind of on the action movie kick.
Yeah.
I was like, let's rewatch these, and I mean, I love them. I mean, the story wise, and
still cracks me.
And it feels so real. I love the Green. I mean, he doesn't do the first one, but Supremacy and Ultimatum and Jason Bourne. Greengrass's style, it just feels almost like a documentary at times.
It cracks me up with the trailer for Jason Bourne, where he's like, he's back. It's just him like fighting, like cocking his fist.
You didn't need to know the name of the movie. You see who he is.
It's Matt Damon.
He's got. And this is actually kind of a franchise I kind of wish they rebooted. I mean,
they tried.
Yeah, exactly. But like reboot, like hard, you know, Jason Bourne's not Matt Damon. Like, they could totally do it because the books are actually based in the 70s and 80s.
Do you know who'd be good for a role like this?
Who?
A Gyllenhaal.
He's too old now, though, wouldn't you think?
How old was Damon when he did these movies?
20?
Let's see. 2000. How old was Matt Damon in 2002? How old?
He was probably like 26 or something.
He was 32.
Is he that old now? I didn't.
He was
realize
born in 1970.
70. Yeah.
So in 2002, he was 32.
Well, that's when the movie came out. So he filmed in his
He's
early 30s.
He's 52. And how old is Gyllenhaal?
I would think he's 40s, in his 40s.
He's 42. I think he could pull it off though.
He could pull it off.
Especially with what like he's doing right now, he could totally pull it off.
I'm trying to think. I don't even know who I'd put in that kind of role.
Because it has to be like a likable, like unnoticed guy to do it. You know, like it can't be like someone like a Tom Hardy or like a Henry Cavill.
Tom Hardy's too beat up. You know, rough look. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
I think
Nicholas Hoult, dude. He might be too skinny, but I think he could bulk up.
Well, if you watch the original, like the original Bourne trilogy, he's really not that big. I mean, he's he's not fat or anything. Yeah. But I mean, he's now in Jason Bourne, he is ripped because he's older. Yeah. Obviously, you kind of have to do that. But I mean, yeah, the just get a good, decent story. I think they could pull it off personally. But,
yeah, Nicholas Hoult, dude. He's 33.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that pick.
I love Nicholas Hoult. I want to see him in more things.
I think he has one coming out.
Yeah, the Renfield. Yeah, Renfield.
Which, I've seen that trailer so much. I don't want to see that movie.
Okay. Next, Moneyball. Fantastic movie.
Watch this because baseball is about to start up. Love this movie. I mean, it's probably my favorite sports movie. Probably.
I love sports movies.
Oh, it's so interesting.
I need to watch that Woody Harrelson one.
The Champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rented it. I rented it. Yep. So.
Oh, did you? Yeah. I was like, I'll catch it when it's $5 on Blu-ray.
I don't blame you. It might not be bad. It might be bad, but still.
No, I wouldn't. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look like you're not going to come out of that and be like,
learning something.
Yeah. Best sports movie since Moneyball.
I think one of the best sports movies in recent memory was the basketball movie with my boy.
The Way Back.
Yeah, I like that movie. That trailer, dude, I watched it on repeat. What you said now, baby, and you know it's real. That song that plays in the trailer. Okay, next, Atomic Blonde. We were just talking about that, so we can skip past that. Then Malcolm X, a movie I've never seen.
You've never seen Malcolm X?
No, dude, I'm so behind on Spike Lee. Like, I think I've only seen his recent stuff.
This is the one you need to see.
Well, that and the other one.
Do the Right Thing.
Yeah, Do the Right Thing. Yeah. I want to see Malcolm X. I really do.
Yeah, Malcolm X has a fantastic Criterion 4K that was released.
Isn't this movie like notoriously long?
Yeah, it's 3.5 hours long.
Shit, dude. It's like I want to watch Gandhi too, but that movie's like 4 hours.
Oh, I don't. Gandhi seems generic to me.
I just want to. What's wrong with wanting to watch something, even if it's generic?
I don't know. If it's 4 hours long, it needs to be something like with this. With Malcolm X, I mean, unless it's like Malcolm X has always really interested me because in school they're like, there's this great guy Martin Luther King, then there's Malcolm X, but we don't really talk about him. At least that's how my schools were.
Well, you don't really hear much about Malcolm X. Like I could not tell you what Malcolm X did, to be honest with you, because I just don't remember.
The only thing is I knew he was violent, which in the movie, I mean, he wasn't scared to say he would cause violence, but he never did, kind of deal. But yeah, Malcolm X, it's a biopic that it needed to be 3 hours long, just because it literally captures his whole life. So I mean, it moves fast. Like you're
even
not
to the death.
This movie being boring. Oh yeah, and shoot, I was watching because it's Criterion. They have all the great special features. I was listening to one of the conversations with Spike Lee, and I was like, Denzel does this little like half mile before he dies, I was like, what? And they showed it. And I was like, what the heck? Like, and it was on purposeful because he always knew he's gonna die, kind of deal, and be like a martyr or whatever. But yeah, Malcolm X is one of the like movies I 100% recommend. I mean, it's
it's
like
one I
said,
need to see.
it's one of the best biopics at least in my mind, because it literally shows everything. And
Even his faults.
What?
Even his faults.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. I mean, he says he hates white people so many times in this movie. You probably could have a drinking game about it. But yeah, highly recommend.
Next, franchise I rewatched recently, The Hangover.
What are you talking about? Franchise? There's only one of them.
No, it's a franchise, Zach.
It's
very much a franchise.
Only one of them.
I like all three.
There's only one of them, so I don't know about the other
Talk about movies that are dated, dude. This movie's like the shit they say in this, man, would not fly today by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
And it gets worse as the movies go on too. Wolfpack, dude.
I don't even remember the second one.
Wolfpack.
It's just the same exact movie in Bangkok.
Oh, it's great. I honestly love it. Okay, so next, 21 Jump Street, like my favorite comedies, 21 and 22. I love 22 Jump Street.
I mean, it cures racism.
22 Jump Street, I like better personally, because when Ice Cube goes ape shit on that fucking salad bar, it kills me. It kills me every time.
That is
you two sons of bitches are going to college. Oh, dude, I love it so much. I can watch these movies all day. Me too. Then you watch Godfather Part 1 and Part 2.
This is the 4Ks. I've owned it on 4K for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend the 4Ks. I mean, looks so much better.
Have you been buying 4Ks, or are these just ones you've had?
These are just ones. I mean, I bought it
because I know you've been like stopping so you can like catch up on all the ones.
I mean, it's been a while. Like I just have a bunch of them that like I have like right now off the top of my head, like I have all the Lord of the Rings movies that I haven't watched on 4K. I have like District 9, Looper. Like there's a bunch of them that I'm trying to dwindle down. Scarface, Heat. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up on. But yeah, the Godfather trilogy. I watched the whole trilogy. I finished it today, but the 4Ks are just so. It looks like you're in the theater. And I mean, what can you not say about these movies that haven't been said before?
True.
I mean, they're hands down probably some of the best movies ever made, except for the third one.
Then Star Trek Voyage Home. Is this also 4K?
Yep. This is
Is this the with the space whales?
This is the one with the whales.
I've never seen any of these Star Trek movies. I have not seen one.
You just need to see 2, 4, and 6. This one with the whales, it shouldn't work.
Space whales.
They would never make this movie today.
Why?
Because
space
people
whales
would be upset. Because they'd be like, they would just make this movie. They made our beloved franchise a huge comedy.
Wait, it's a comedy?
Oh yeah. It's hilarious.
On purpose or?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's. I mean, it's like fish out of water. That kind of stuff where they're visiting Earth.
I want to purely watch it because of space whales.
I mean, they're Earth whales.
Wait. I'm reading this on Letterboxd. In the 23rd century, a mysterious alien power is threatening Earth by evaporating the ocean and destroying the atmosphere. In a frantic attempt to save mankind, Kirk and his crew must time travel back to the 1986 San Francisco.
Yep.
Where they find a world of punk pizza. I want to watch this now. Probably has a great soundtrack. It probably has a fantastic soundtrack.
It's crazy. I mean, like I said, it's a movie. If they made this, like if they did this to Star Wars or the MCU or something, people would lose their mind. They'd be like, "You're making a joke out of
Leonard Nimoy was directed it. Wow.
Yep, he did. Yep, he directed some of the good ones.
Dude, I want to watch this. Screw all the other ones. I just want to watch this one.
Yeah, this one's hilarious. Like,
I love the Chris Pine ones. I love Beyond. Into Darkness is okay, and then the first one's really good as well.
This one, Spock, because, well, so Spock isn't Spock yet because he died in the other ones, so he's still remembering. Like he doesn't like stuff will like literally go over his head. Someone says that'll go over your head, and he's like, "Doctor, there's nothing on my head." Just stuff like that. It's like hilarious. Spock cusses in this movie. It's hilarious.
He cusses?
Oh yeah, because when they're visiting Earth and they're like, "What's with all the he uses colorful metaphors," and he just randomly starts like, "What the hell are you doing, Abner or whatever his name is?" Like I was just like, "This is great."
Yeah,
it catches you off guard every time. Highly recommend. Probably on Paramount Plus, I would assume.
I want to go through all those eventually. I really do.
Don't do them all.
I do want to do them all, dude. I'm a completionist. I don't skip movies, dude. I always go through, like, that's why when I rewatch the Mission Impossibles, I watch 2. I regret watching 2, but I watched 2.
The only reason I say to skip them at the first time, because like the
first time you should do them all. That's stupid.
No, not with these, because you'll lose interest. The first Star Trek movie is so boring, and you'll be like, you'll like consider yourself. You'll be like, I don't know if I want to watch the rest, because that's what happened to me. Then I put 2 on. I was like, holy crap, this is great. But then, yeah.
Okay. Then
I don't like the Patrick Stewart ones. I don't find those very good.
Then we have Air, which I have not seen. I'm very excited. My boy.
The only thing I'll say, I mean, you can't spoil this movie.
Well, yeah, we know what happens. Yeah. How's the soundtrack to this bad boy? It better be
fantastic.
good.
It's.
I wonder who the supervisor on
like,
this.
This is one of the best soundtracks in years.
In years.
It's a really good.
You know, I judge my movies by soundtracks. You know this.
I mean, it covers everything. There's
I don't know. The best soundtrack so far this year is the Creed 3 soundtrack. That is very good with that Dr. Dre track in there.
Well, there's some classic hip hop. There's Bruce Springsteen. The soundtrack to this is insane. So I'm pretty sure it's
Let's see who the supervisor on this bad boy is.
But yeah, this Air was fantastic.
Yeah, this will be a this week for sure. Like when I can get to it. But first will be Mario, because Mario's going to be talk of the town. I want to be part of the conversation.
Yeah. No, this movie. This is.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
The supervisor is for like Tulsa King, which is pretty good. Megan, which I hear has a good soundtrack. Let's see what else credits they have. I think I read it right, but I think 500 Days of Summer they did as well.
Yeah, like I said,
hell yeah! Happy Death Day. I love that soundtrack. I love Happy Death Day. I'm in. Yep. Good supervisor.
This is another one. If this isn't in my top 5 of the year, I would be completely shocked.
It's right up my alley. It's sports related. It has Ben Affleck. Like, it's right up my alley. We had one of those movies last year and it made my top 10 automatically, you know?
But yeah, and Matt Damon.
I love Matt Damon.
I love Matt. Yeah, and it shows that this movie's actually pretty funny, and it shows that Matt Damon has really good comedic timing.
He always has, in my opinion.
Well, he's just never been like the comedy. I mean, like Good Will Hunting has funny lines. He has funny lines in Dogma, but he's never been like.
Dude, you still need to loan me your copy of that. I still have not seen Dogma.
Oh, I am not risking that in the mail.
You think someone's... I smell out...
I can find you the DVD version.
That's fine. That's all I want. I just want a way to fucking watch it.
But yeah, it'll be in my top 10 of the year. I guarantee it. It may be my favorite Affleck directed movie.
better than Argo and Town. Town's pretty damn good.
Actually, you know, I wouldn't even say. I think Gone Baby Gone's my favorite Affleck movie.
I don't know.
Love that movie.
I love my boy's era when he was in rom-coms. There was a Christmas movie he did with James Gandolfini called Surviving Christmas. Very good Christmas movie. I watch it every year.
Never heard of it.
Well, you should this upcoming Christmas. Woo!
That's so far away. Oh, did you, talking about Affleck, did you hear that they're Kevin Smith is releasing a longer cut of Jersey Girl?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, are you fucking with me?
No, I'm dead serious.
I enjoy that movie.
I'm hoping it gets a Blu-ray release because it hasn't been announced. He's showing it at his theater in New Jersey.
Dude, I love Jersey Girl. It's a good movie.
It's the first time this cut's been shown since 2005.
Him, Liv Tyler. I remember the whole video scene where they go to the video store. I remember that. Dude, it's great. I actually really enjoyed this movie.
The real scene I remember is the Will Smith scene.
Wait, Will Smith? Dude, it's been a while since I've seen this. And Will Smith's in it?
Yeah, he's like, because Affleck's the one that like made fun of him, you know, on stage or whatever. So they keep on mentioning Will Smith, and all of a sudden he shows up and gives Affleck like the big talk, you know, like that's the big, you know, third act thing, whereas Affleck gets his stuff together because he talks to Will Smith.
Freaking, this movie's kind of sad too. Like, Jersey Girl's kind of a sad movie.
It was supposed to be his Oscar movie.
No, Geely was, okay? Geely was supposed to be his
I meant Kevin Smith's one. I don't know about Affleck acting or whatever.
I want an Accountant too, dude. I need to see Pearl. There's still...
That was another one I was going to watch when I was on my little action thing. I was going to watch The Accountant.
And that's a great movie. I have some Ben Affleck like gaps that I need to see. Like, there's a couple. Triple Frontier, I really enjoyed that movie a lot.
I'm trying to think. Like, have you seen Pearl Harbor?
No, I need to see that one. One. Did you ever see Tender Bar, by the way?
Yep, I saw that.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Runner. I kind of want to rewatch that movie now.
Never watched. I know Affleck and who? It's like a big actor.
It's JT, baby.
Oh, is it Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
I remember it was like, you know, someone recognizable.
Yeah.
I think I've seen most of Affleck's movies.
I need to see Reindeer Games. This one I need to see.
But he's barely in that, right?
Wait, he's in Shakespeare in Love?
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie gets talked about so much. I really want to watch it.
It's brutal, in my opinion. It's so boring. Like I said,
I can't tell you what it's about. Is it about Shakespeare?
I've watched the movie. I couldn't tell you what it's about.
Let's see the synopsis real quick. Tale of fiction relationship between William Shakespeare and a young woman who poses as a man in order to star in one of the writer's plays. What?
Yeah, because women couldn't.
Well, I know that, but like that's a plot.
Yeah, it's weird. It's so boring. I watched it once. I finished.
Wait, so Gwyneth
know.
Paltrow pretends to be a man?
Just during certain. Like I said, I can't even remember it.
Bruh, you're supposed to be the movie expert.
It was not good in my opinion, so I don't ask Roka about it. He loves that movie.
Didn't it beat out like some movie that people are pissed off about?
Oh yeah, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah, that movie's okay.
I don't know.
You're a little Spielberg boy, friggin'.
I don't know. I think once you see that movie, you're like, that one.
I'll let you know. I'll text you after I watch it.
It's pretty bad.
Oh. I want to watch another one. I want to watch is like the Time Traveler's Wife with like Rachel McAdams. That one.
And she's always in these time travel rom-coms.
And they're usually good. Do you know what movie I watched recently? I watched Hot Tub Time Machine not too long ago.
Oh yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's still good, right?
The second one.
I've never seen the second one.
Woo! that movie's awful. Like I thought like Hot Tub Time is a movie. Hot Tub Time Machine will never be a movie I love, like ever, or a movie I think fondly on. What will happen is I'll go through my life in periods of times like, oh, I remember that movie. Let me rewatch it.
It's funny,
and then I'll watch it. Talk about movies that are dated. Holy shit.
I see with comedies. With dating and stuff. It's one of those things.
No, the thing is, when you before you continue what you think, like of what you're going to say, the thing is with comedies, it doesn't matter if you think it's dated or people should be okay with it because it was in the past. When you hear things that are not okay now, it's going to strike you as weird and odd anyways. You can call it whatever you want, but it's going to strike you odd.
With newer movies, it does. But like obviously Chasing Amy's one of my favorite movies. And I mean, they say words, if I said them on this video, it probably gets struck down. You know what I mean?
With so, 0 viewers, baby, we're getting
struck. Oh yeah, there you go, yeah. But but if I watch the new comedy and they say the F word, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm like, but a lot of times, and if it's a movie that's set in the 80s, it strikes me to be like, okay, this takes me out because it's not realistic. They used that word when I was in high school. Here's
the thing. With the new Bottoms movie, it takes like the raunchy comedy in a different way, like in a modern way, and it works. Like honestly, like Bottoms, I think is the new level of comedy and where it's going, because it is the modern take on comedy, but it's done in the style of like a Superbad type of comedy.
Yeah, I read the synopsis. Yeah, it sounds like American Pie.
I'm curious when you see Bottoms what you think about it. Like I'm curious what you think, because I think it does a good job.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a whole different conversation with comedies, is because everyone, like a new comedy comes out and they're like, you know what they always say? This is the funniest movie I've seen in a long time. They always say that. I'm like, you said that about Girls Trip? You said that about blah blah blah.
To them, it might be everyone has different opinions on comedy, what makes them funny. So to them, it could be the case. Like the funniest movie I've seen in a long time is Good Boys. I haven't seen a movie funnier than that. I personally did not find Game Night that funny. I know a lot of people love that movie. So like everyone's like, that's why I feel like the new Jennifer Lawrence movie is right up my alley for comedy. Like it just seems like a good little rom-com thing, and it's my girl Jennifer Lawrence, bro. Freaking okay. I just thought about it. I'm getting all my 3 favorite actors in 1 year. I have Air for my boy Ben Affleck. I have Mission Impossible for my boy Tom Cruise, and I have that comedy with my girl Jennifer Lawrence. Dude, I'm golden.
I would lower your expectations about that comedy.
Oh, it could be very bad. It could be very bad. That's why I never put like comedies on my most anticipated ever. I don't think I've ever done that. Do you know what movie looks interesting?
I don't know.
Did you see that movie for like the dog movie Strays?
Oh, Strays. That looks like a movie I love.
I'm curious what that's gonna be like.
It's either gonna be the like funniest movie I've seen in a long time, or it's gonna be, this movie is terrible.
It's Homeward Bound with cuss words.
It's because I've seen.
Oh, dude, that's
once or
soon.
Twice.
June 9th.
Yeah. I like the in the trailer. He's like, my favorite game's like catch and fuck or whatever. He throws it and he brings it back. Fuck.
Okay, so what has the director done? Absolutely nothing of note. So he did the documentary Becoming Bond, which was all about fucking that one dude, Majesty Secret Service about that Bond.
Oh, the one that only did one movie,
yeah,
right?
Lazenby. So he did that, and then he did Barbs and Stars Go to Vesta Del Mar, which I never saw. So, but yeah, I'm curious about Strays.
Who knows? It's one of those. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll see it.
Yeah, I'm just glad we're getting comedies. I'm gonna go either way. I'm gonna go see the Jennifer Lawrence movie, of course. I'm gonna go see Strays.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm
well,
gonna.
Usually I like the. I don't mind the. That's why I saw House Party. I was like, this can't be that. I mean, it has like a 30% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. And I watched it. I was like, it wasn't great, but I was like, I semi-entertained, I guess.
Did you see that trailer for that new Chris Evans movie, Ghosted?
I did not.
Oof. That does not look good.
Is that the Ana, or is it Ana de Armas is in that one?
Yeah,
right?
and Chris Evans, yeah.
Yep.
Dude, it's rough.
Apple TV movie, I think.
Yeah, it is. I need to see Tetris. That's one I need to see. That's
that just came out. Yeah.
That was at South by, but that was like the day before I left.
Yeah, Tetris and Dungeons and Dragons are the only two movies right now.
And Joyride, and Joyride's another one a comedy that came from South by as well.
Joyride.
That looks pretty funny. No.
Oh.
By the way, I like Let's Be Cops. I enjoy that movie.
Oh God. You know the only reason why I watched that movie?
It's Makuka.
Yes, I watched their dumb review, and both of them were like, "This movie's hilarious." Like, I watched it. I'm like,
I prefer Let's Be Cops over the freaking Keanu movie, the with the cat, Key and Peele movie.
Oh yeah, Keanu. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember either of them. I just remembered not liking either of them.
Well, before we leave, actually, let's look at what's coming out this month to see what we're looking forward to.
I looked at it yesterday or the day before. Not gonna lie, April is kind of
Wait, so have you not seen Dungeons?
No, I have not. But that's
I would check it out. I would check that out.
I'm definitely gonna see that.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm like very behind because I gotta see because I want to do some rewatches as well. Like I want to take time to go see John Wick and Scream again. I want to go see Shazam finally. I want to what else? See Shazam. What else? Why am I blanking? Air. So like this upcoming week, hopefully I can get Air and Mario out of the way. The reason I'm prioritizing Mario is purely because I know it's going to be kids stat. Air will not be. So I could handle Air having a bigger crowd, but Mario, hell no, dude. I'm just going to get that out of the way. So yeah. So there's that. All right, so coming out in April. Let's see, the first big release. What do we have? Okay, so yeah, this Wednesday we have Air, Super Mario. Then after that, so skipping. Bunch of movies I've never heard of. Okay, so Friday, April 7th, the same week, Paint, the new Owen Wilson movie.
That looks
okay.
Terrible.
It looks okay. That will be a not going to the theaters to see. Then, okay, so there's a little bit of a gap. Okay, so April 14th, we have the Poke's Exorcist. Are you going to be checking that one out? Because you know I won't.
If it gets decent reviews, I don't know if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah.
It seems kind of like it's Russell Crowe, but I'm like, you just getting a paycheck here.
Yeah,
so,
I will not be seeing that.
If Perry says it's decent, I'll watch it. But
okay.
That's probably my gauge. If Perry
guys, if next month you're waiting the anticipated review, I don't know what to tell you. We'll have to see. That's what we'll title the next month.
The last 2 weeks is what comes out in the last 2 weeks of April.
We're still going. So same week as Pope Exorcist, we have Renfield. which I will be seeing. That will be the one I see that weekend.
Like I said, if it gets great reviews, I'll see it. But the trailer just has like this. I don't want to see it now because I saw it trailer so many times.
Then we see Mafia Mama, which is no way in hell I'm gonna be seeing that. Okay, so then continuing. Okay, well, Wednesday, April 19th is the Power Rangers like movie, like whatever. I know you don't give a shit, but I care. I will be seeing that.
I like that new one that came out a few years ago, but
okay. So yeah, Friday, April 21st will be a break week for me because we have the Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, which is that Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
I just saw the trailer yesterday for that. I was like, what the heck is this? And I was like,
I probably will not be seeing this movie.
I was like, yeah, I can see why they kind of hit this movie.
Yeah. Then we have Evil Dead Rises, which are you good? I'm 100%.
I'm seeing that.
Good reviews on that one too. So
everyone's loving that thing. So 100% going.
I will not be seeing that. So you guys will get Zach's review next week. Then Chevalier, which was like a movie that was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. I remember seeing the trailer, then it disappeared, and then like now it's coming out.
What is it?
Chevalier. It's with Calvin Harrison Jr., Samara Weaving. It's like a composer movie, Mozart type of thing. There was like trailers for it for a long time ago, but then continuing as we go on. Okay, so then Friday, April 28th is a big weekend for me because this was one of my most anticipated. Is the Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which is the same director of Edge of 17, so I'm very excited for. And their marketing campaign on this movie has been pretty big, but the main thing I want to point out is on the marketing campaign, it's like, for this moment, pick a song. Do you know what that means? We're going to have another banger soundtrack because they're marketing the music. So therefore, boom. Okay, that is great news for me. But the same weekend is the big George Foreman biopic. Forrest Whitaker. I probably won't see that.
I think it's not going to be good. So.
Oh, me either. I feel like people would just forget about it.
Probably. I mean, maybe it'll be good, but it's got kind of like look at this title for it. Read the title out loud. There's like 18 words to it.
What? Which one?
Big George Foreman.
That's all it posts on the website I'm looking at right now.
Story of once and future heavyweight champion of the world.
Hey, it's a great title. What can I say?
I mean, come on, shorten that thing up.
So also it looks like we had that Peter Pan and Wendy live action movie, which I think is going to be really bad, but I'm just trying to scratching through here to see what else. Because I'm pretty sure I don't see Beau Afraid on here, but I know it's coming out this month. Yeah, here it is. Beau's Afraid. That is Friday, April 21st. Also, that same weekend is that Ghosted, which we just talked about. So yeah, are you gonna see Beau's Afraid?
What's
It's the new Lighthouse guy. Robert Eggers movie.
Oh, is that April?
Yeah, it's April. Ari Aster, sorry, Ari Aster.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because because his stuff is usually horror, so I wait to hear reviews on this.
Well, Midsummer's hilarious, so that's a comedy right there.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll see it. Probably, just so I can probably dislike it. Watch all these people. This is true art. I'm like, okay.
Well, anyways,
I bet it is.
Guys, that has been our month recap for March. April, hopefully I'll be done with One Tree Hill. I hope to God I am. I'm losing my mind watching this fucking show. Like, because what it is, Zach, it's one of those shows like in the early 2000s where it's like rinse repeat. It's like, you know how they have like the first couple seasons with them in high school. They're like, oh, what do we do now? So they like go back to the origins of that. So like I'm on season 6. The first 4 seasons are in high school. And season 6 currently has a plot line with them making a movie based off a book that the main character wrote that is based off the first 4 seasons.
Sounds terrible.
So it's actually pretty good. I'm pretty interested into it.
No.
But funny enough, what's his name? Manganiello.
Oh, John. Yeah, I know what you.
Yeah. He's in it. Like a younger him's in it.
Yep. That happens.
Yeah, but like he's like the only person of note that showed up in this show. Like literally, there's no one else that's big time that's in this show. There might have been one person. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the whole band Fall Out Boy. Were in here.
Yep, I know you. Yep.
So, anyways, well, I will continue that. There's a ton of new shows. Hopefully, I can catch up on the movies I need to see. Mario
Barry's
and
out
stuff.
this
month. Dude, Dave, my favorite show of all time, is coming back. I think like this upcoming week that's happening. Barry, Succession's going on right now. TV is fantastic right now.
Wow, I only watch Barry.
Dude, why have you not watched Succession? Like seriously, like why?
I don't know, because I don't watch much TV. I watch The Last of Us, but besides that,
dude, I got John Roca was doing like a live watch along of Royal Rumble. I've never watched a lick of it, and I like kind of got addicted to watching it last night, and I couldn't stop myself. Yeah, Rey Mysterio was there, dude. Rey fucking Mysterio.
Oh, he's always there. Me and my dad used to watch. Like 2 years ago, we were into it just because it's so hilariously stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Bad. Like, but yeah, I watched like WrestleMania. I think it was last year. Me and my dad watched almost all of it. And we're like, well, that was fun. That was the last time I watched wrestling. The Jackass part was the best part. That may have been the Royal Rumble. Because it's 2 different events. But yeah.
So yeah, I've just been so many things. Like I've been stopping and starting movies purely because my brain's on One Tree Hill. So I'm like, I just need to crack down and finish the show. It's just like a lot, dude. Because like hour-long episodes of One Tree Hill.
No, of everything. Like I have so many of them. I'm
dude,
like
my list of criterions are insane. I need to start watching.
Did you buy anything for the Flash?
No, dude, I can't fit any more in my fucking drawer because I have so many I need to watch.
Me too. My floor's filled with them, but I bought. You want me to tell you?
Sure.
I got them to the side. I got Malcolm X, obviously.
That wasn't obvious. I thought you already had that one.
No, just bought that one. Sound of Metal.
Oh, dude, you gotta tell me how that one is. That's one I've been wanting. Is Sound of Metal.
Drive My Car. That one that came out a few years ago.
I had that one.
And the Eternal Affairs trilogy. Infernal Affairs, not Internal. And the one that's based off the Departed.
Yeah. Eternal Affairs.
Yeah, Infernal Affairs. Yeah, sad. I've been wanting to watch those.
I need to see what's. I don't know what news coming out that I wanna get. I'm looking real quick.
I've been looking every month. Not really been impressed in my personally. Nothing that I want.
Fisher King maybe.
Yeah, I own the Blu-ray. It's not one that I really rewatch that much.
Yeah.
But
that's
a lot of the 4Ks, in my opinion. I own the Criterion of the Blu-ray, so I'm like, I feel extremely stupid getting the 4Ks because a lot of times when I upgrade a 4K, it's because I paid, $2 for the Blu-ray, so I don't feel bad paying $10 for the 4K.
Yeah. Maybe Brand to Kill. I've never heard of this movie, but that one looks interesting.
I know the Criterion channel this month has a few movies I actually want to watch. So
I always buy that and never watch anything on it. So I'm like, I'm gonna get it when I actually.
I try to watch 1 or 2 a month. That's usually.
Trial of Sadness is an interesting one because that movie's just weird. That would be interesting to hear the commentary on that one.
See, I don't like commentaries. I
purely get them for the commentaries.
Yeah, I've watched a few. Just like I've watched not Criterion ones, but I've watched a few commentaries. I'm like, I'm way too much into the movie to hear them talk about it.
The thing is, I mean, another person that's done very well with their Blu-ray releases is A24. They started making their own. And they have like collector's editions. I have not bought a collector edition because none of the movies I like are in the but After Sun, one of the best movies of last year that did not make my top 10, sadly. It should have. Because it's one that I thought about the most. That's getting like an exclusive release from.
Is it?
Dude, it's really fucking good.
Yeah, that's one that I missed.
Dude, it's
never played.
Yeah, it's like director's commentary with Charlotte Wells, which that's the main reason I want to get it, because I want to know more about this movie, because I saw it once and I thought it was okay, and then I watched it again and things were more explained to me that time, and I'm like, holy shit, this is haunting.
That's why. See, when people ask why I rewatch everything or a lot of stuff, that's why.
Some you don't need to, like, you know, they don't.
It's one of those things. I'd rather personally rewatch a movie than watch a new one most of the time, just because, you know, I know what I'm looking for, and then I catch up on others. You know, I pick up on other stuff.
Hold on.
As well.
Okay. Well, guys, remember to keep track of everything that is coming out on hold on. Editor's writing me. Okay. Anyways. So yeah, keep track on all the TikToks and stuff. I'm really doing that, doing twice a week. That's been doing well. Hopefully what can happen is as soon as I reach 1K followers on that, I can start live streaming on there. So maybe quick reviews on there and stuff like that would be interesting to do. Talk about movies, maybe have Zack in there, just have a quick conversation about something we're heated on. I don't know, but limitations are endless. We have 2 new ideas of TikToks I'm doing. One's going to be covering every song from Lana Del Rey's original songs that she's done, because she just released a new album, and then one on Willy Wonka. Okay, because you only listen to Eminem.
No, not only.
Have you bought any more vinyls, by the way? I've been
I completely stopped myself because I don't listen to them that much.
My wallet, dude, I bought in the past month. I bought like over 50 vinyls. It's ridiculous.
I have a lot more than I should have, but yeah, I mean, I like them still. I just I have the Tupac one. I have. It's just open. I listened to half of it.
That's a new show coming out too, the Tupac show.
Is there a Tupac show?
It's like in the vein of the Biggie documentary, where it's like his mom and stuff.
Oh yeah, I think
it's like a series but with Tupac, so it's like in the same vein.
Hopefully it's a little bit better. It's better than the Biggie one.
I don't know. I know more about Biggie than Tupac, so I'm curious to see what it's like.
Yeah. That's one I'll catch eventually.
Cracks me up that one of my highest viewed reviews back when I did them was the Tupac movie that I hated.
All eyes on me.
That movie is so bad. But you guys can find me on Wiley K. Todd on all social medias. Doing everything there. Zack, you can find out Blu-ray Zack, where he posts his thoughts and opinions about things every 3 years. So,
yep.
So I'll see you guys